Hi, good people. How are you? I hope that you are doing well. I had the full intentions on doing this a couple of days ago, but I didn't. So here we are. Um, I am on the last day of my fast. Still waiting on some shifting to take place, and I'm still believing that I'm gonna get it. um, there was a lot of well, not a lot, but there was a major shift of forgiveness that took place in my life, and I am 1,000% appreciative of that. However, um, there is um, there is something that's been challenging me or testing me, and me and Jesus had a powwow about it a few days ago, and it's my faith. I usually have a good amount of faith, I think. Um, it's definitely been tested over these almost year. It's getting better for sure, but it is certain areas in my life where I haven't seen a natural manifestation. I haven't seen it with my natural eyes, even though spiritually and in the spiritual realm, I feel that it has already taken place. I wish these people leave these dogs alone. Like, legit, go about your business. So, a couple of days ago, God had me in Matthew 8 and 9, and more specifically in chapter 8, verse 2 through 3, 8 through 9, and 26. Then chapter 9, 9 through 10, 12 through 13, 18 through 19, and 24 through 25. Um, I'm gonna be quick because I think my battery is gonna die and I don't feel like getting up at this moment. So, what God pointed out to me, and I hope that it is as beneficial to you as it was for me at the time that the revelation came to me. So, Matthew chapter 8, verse 2, it says, "Suddenly a man with leprosy approached him and knelt before him. Lord," the man said, "if you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean." So I like to look up words that stick out to me. So suddenly means quickly and unexpectedly. Then it says that the man approached Jesus. They knelt before him. So a few things stuck out to me. You have to to go directly to God with what it is that you want. Get in the posture, kneel to him. That's a worship, that's a respect, that is a uplifting thing where I'm kneeling. Um but even if you're going through whatever, just go. You lay in the bed, just go. You're driving, just go. It's the whole point of trusting God enough to go to him and kneel before him. Humble yourself more so than anything else. If you are willing, God wants us in a great mental, emotional, physical state. So he is always willing to um, make us whole. It says you can heal me and make me clean. Not he didn't ask. And that is something that I think a lot of people do. And it's asking you should find. Da, 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 da. This is more of a a not a demand, so to speak, with authority, because you know that God, you have something for me. You have a blessing for me, and I know that you can do it for me. So I know that you will. I just need to put myself in position and in posture to receive what I already know that you have for me. The, the word make also stood out to me, and that is to form, to create. And again, in a sense of demand. Verse 3, Jesus reached out to him and touched him. God knows where you are. When you come to him, he's going to meet you where you are, but you have to do your part. You have to seek him. You have to ask him. You have to put yourself in position in order to receive. And when you do, he going to reach out to you. God is not going to force himself on you. When you seek him, he will make himself available to you. Then he says, I am willing, because he wants us to prosper as our body, and as we prosper in life, he wants our mind and our soul to prosper as well. He said, be healed. This stuck out to me as well as what God said is what it is. Now, a lot of people take that as a today thing, because right behind it says, and instantly the leprosy had disappeared. Now, if you ever been to a deliverance service, or you've prayed in a different tongue, there are miracles and wonders that happen instantaneously. Then the suddenly and instantly can actually take time. It can take a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years. But the fact that God said to be healed, not you will be healed, but be healed, gave authority to whatever it is that you are going through, in this case, leprosy, that what I say goes. Then I jumped over to the second part of verse 8 and 9. And it says, just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. I know this because I am under the authority of my superior officers, and I have authority over my soldiers. This is one of the Roman officers also came to Jesus. So one thing that the officer was making known was that I am above my officers, and what I say goes. And that goes back to, we are soldiers of Christ. We are to follow what he says. How, but the main thing is, we are under his authority. So being that we are his soldiers, what God commands happens. It has to happen. So that just goes back to verse 2 and 3, be healed. Whatever you have going on in your life and that you're seeking God for, it has to happen, because that we are under his authority as his children. But you have to look at him. You have to look at God as your father. You have to look at him with faith and with courage that these things that he said is going to happen happens. And to know that, like I said, what God says will be done. Then I jumped over to verse 22. But Jesus told him, follow me now, and let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. And there's other things throughout that Jesus commanded them, and they didn't question it. God said go, they went. God said come follow, they followed. They left whatever it is behind. And in this particular verse, I think it was his father. Yeah, his father was dead. And God was like, listen, can't nobody help him right now. It may sound insensitive, but God knew that he had a better work for him to do. But the main thing was, let the spiritually dead bury their own. He didn't, he pretty much said, let those who can't walk with me go do this other work because I have something more for you. And it's just yes and okay. It's yes and you obey. Because once God awakens your spirituality through him, and not to be confused with this new age stuff that we're like, oh, you have to awaken your spirit. That's BS and that's witchcraft and that's something that I don't mess with. But when God wakes you up, you have to follow him because you have other things. Just like going back, you're under his authority. You're his child. So as a parent myself and having authority over my children, knowing that I have what's in their best interest, what I say goes. And they also know that my mother operates this way. So we are going to operate this way. And as followers of Christ, you have to have that same childlike mindset. And I had a really deep conversation with God last night, like, yo, you told me to come to you as a child. I need you to give me directions as a father and treat me like an infant. Hold my hand because I don't know no better right now. Then I jumped down to um 24, and that word suddenly again was there. And then Jesus responded with, because this is in the calm of the storm, um, why are you afraid? You have so little faith. Then he got up, rebuked the wind and the waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. So the two things I saw in that was, if God is not worried about your situation, why are you worried about his situation as his child? My children fall asleep in the car. My children go to sleep without worrying. They cut the lights on without worrying. They go to the refrigerator without worrying. They put on their shoes and their socks. They live their day to day life not worrying because my mama got me. I trust my mother when she's driving down the street. I trust that my mother is going to pay this phone bill. I trust my mother is going to pay this light bill. I trust my mother is going to pay this mortgage and not leave us out there. So they don't worry about their lights getting cut off. They don't worry about where I'm going to sleep. They don't worry about what I'm going to eat. They may get annoyed that my mama ain't cooked. Or they can make it annoyed that they don't smell nothing and they be like, what we gonna eat? But they gonna know my mama's gonna look out for me. So again, we have to have that childlike faith. So if he ain't worried, why you worried? And that was a test for me more recently. Not that I was worried, but I knew that time is running out and I ain't seen nothing yet. So I'm like, yo, what's up? Where you at? Cause I got stuff to do. Um, then I'm gonna jump over to chapter 9. Um, you can read it at your leisure, pretty much, verse 9 through 13. Forgot what I gave y'all earlier. Yeah, 8 through 9 through 13. But read it for yourself. And the summary that I got from 9 through 13 was, when you know Jesus, when you have a relationship with him, you don't really ask. He doesn't ask, excuse me, to go. He tells you, and it's yes and amen. I mentioned that earlier. But verse 10 says, Matthew invited Jesus in and his disciples into his home as dinner guests. You have to invite God into every part of your life. Your sexual part, your financial part, your spiritual part, your job, your parenting. You can't limit where you allow God to work in your life. It don't work like that. He got to be a part of every portion of your life in order to move in your life how he wants to move. Not how you want him to move, but how he wants to move. And your heart, your temple, um, is your home. your actual surroundings is your home. Bless those rooms. Bless the kitchen. Bless the, the living room, the bedroom, the invite him into all parts because he gonna see it and be there anyway. But it's just something of an intimacy when you invite somebody to your home. I rarely invite anybody to my house because I don't want y'all to, because y'all be doing too much in the streets, and I don't want y'all to bring that into here. However, if I invite you to my home, I trust you on a different level. Um, my hospitality to you is much different when I invite you in. Now, depending on how close we are, depending on what rooms you're going in, you might just stay downstairs in the living room and call it a day. You might stand at the doorway, and that's as far as you're gonna get. But the more that I trust you, the more that of a bond in a relationship, and the more intimate we are, we can go through these other rooms. But God wants you to invite Him into all parts of your life. Then one of the last things that stuck out to me, and I'm praying that it does something for you as well, is verse 18 through 26. And it talks about Jesus heals in response to faith. So I have a study Bible and it breaks different things down. So the title of this section is what stuck out to me the most. An answer, okay, sorry, for response to faith. A response is an answer, a reaction, a return for something that was offered. Um, to give the faith to get the answer. So you have to give God something to work on. You gotta give him something to work on, to respond to. And when he see that you trust him and you let your guard down, you're like, all right, God, I tried it my way. Go for what you know, because it ain't working my way. And what he does is a response to his answer is to his reaction is to your level of faith. So you got a little bit of level, his response gonna be little. You got your faith is bigger, his response is gonna be bigger. So in a way, you kind of control, not control, but and not manipulate, but you're working in partnership in a give and take of however much I give you is how much I'm gonna receive, type of thing. Even though he can outgive you for sure. So as I'm going through it, um, and I'm reading it, and what stuck out to me, verse 18 through um 19 was that again they went to Jesus, and as you're worshiping, as you're being humble, as you're bowing to Jesus, Jesus was on his way to do something else. So on his way to bless your sister, cousin, family, grandma, auntie, he may say skirt and come and holler at you real quick, or vice versa. He may be on his way to you, but somebody with a tigit faith was like, yo, I need you right now, type of thing. So I do want to preference that just because your faith is there and you know he's coming and you know he's going to do it, God may stop along his pathway, along his trail, along his drive, along his journey to help others, but he's coming for you. And I think that's something that even I have a hard time with sometimes, like, God, where you at? He coming. He just somebody might have tapped him on his shoulder on his way to me, but he is still coming. Um, in this particular verse was he was on his way to see a dead person. So some things in my life I felt like were dead situations. Um, you may have heard some people say brought the dry bones back to life or whatever, but your faith is what's going to bring life. back to it. And it may not happen in the time frame that you want it to happen, but stay the course, stay faithful, stay kneeling, stay in his presence, stay there asking because he is on his way. He just may need to make a pit stop somewhere real quick, but he is coming. And then 22 says, daughter, be encouraged. Your faith has made you well, and the woman was healed at that moment. So while you're over there praying and kneeling, and he on his way, and you got faith that he is coming, he's giving encouragement to somebody else and be like, I got you. Now, when I do this, I got to head out because I got to go get Meka. But I got you. And people were like, oh my gosh, where is Jesus? He late, she dead. So jump down and he get to old girl house. He was like, yo, y'all got to go. I got from that is, in order for God to work in your life, sometimes y'all got to get rid of some people. You got people all around you that was like, why you still in this relationship? Why you still at this job? Why you still in this community? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It ain't working. It ain't for you. Them the type of people that need to exit stage left. Get them out because God said he was going to bring life to that situation. You need people in your life that's going to bring life to this situation. So Jesus was like, yo, old girl ain't dead. She's asleep. But y'all got to go so God can do his work. I had to do that. Y'all got to go. And I have been in a different mental and emotional and spiritual space since then. And I'm okay with that. But y'all got to head out because I need God to work in me. Because I'm not playing with y'all no more. I'm not playing with my soul no more. I'm not playing with my heart no more. I'm not playing with my mind no more. I'm not playing with my spirits no more. I'm not playing with my talents no more. I'm not playing with the gifts that God gave me no more. So if you ain't here, if we ain't building together, if we ain't growing together, you got to head out. Love you to life. Mean it from over there. But if we ain't kumbaya and growing each other, you got to go. So you have to shut the naysayers out and invite God in to do his work, even if they laughed at you. Because even when God said that, oh, girl, sleep, they laughed. And people gonna laugh at you. People gonna clown you. People ain't gonna understand what it is that you're doing. But keep the course. Let them go. Keep God in. Keep doing your course. And let him bring that dead situation to life. That was good. I think I spoke to myself on that one. So the crowd went outside. No, after the crowd was put outside, Jesus went in and took the girl by the hand and stood up. God gonna bring that situation to life. But when they see what God did, the report of this miracle swept through the entire countryside. They are going to witness and run their mouth and have no choice but to acknowledge what God did in your life. All right, I'm done. That was good. Do what you know. Hit the follow, subscribe, share, notification button. Get your faith up and keep it pushing. Love you to life. Mean it.